How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Red Vibe and welcome back to the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. We are on episode 7, I believe, today. Just want to say thank you as well for hitting the first episode on 1,000 likes already in just over a week. I think the first episode of the FIFA 20 Career Mode, the Charlton one, got 13,000 over the course of a year. So to already hit 1,000 in a week, absolutely wonderful news. The next video that will be coming out on the channel actually won't be a Charlton Athletic Career Mode episode. It will be finally the first episode of Clubs in Trouble. Now that will be coming to your screens tomorrow evening or Thursday evening, depending on how quickly I can get it edited tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed for that. Make sure you got the notification bell turned on, and of course you can become a member now, where you will exclusively be able to vote for the clubs that we use in the Clubs in Trouble series. So with that out the way, it's time to focus on bigger things. The EFL Trophy, which is coming up after deadline day on the 31st of August in the career mode right now. So you can see here the biggest transfer, I think we've already briefly discussed this, that has taken place in this career mode is Koulibaly for 103.5 million from Napoli to Barcelona. Now this guy, Manchester City were hoping to get their hands on him. If we can get where we want to get in a pretty quick turnaround, perhaps we can nab him in the sort of latter stages of his career. I don't know how old Koulibaly is actually. I think he's maybe like mid-20s. So maybe we can get him a little bit late on. I don't know. Also, very interested to see how the free transfers are going to be working on this, because we have been saved in the past by some absolutely ridiculous free transfers that you can get in between seasons. So it'll be very, very interesting to see if there's any like high quality players that we can get on a free. Interesting Wind. Now he's not my player. Is that somebody that we've got on the? Yes, I think it's another one of the Danish strikers that we had actually on the transfer hub. Somebody's also come in with a £620,000 offer for George Lapsley. Now that is Wigan who have come in for him. Wigan, do you know what? I can see George Lapsley at Wigan if he fell out of favour at Charlton. They have offered sort of towards the upper region of what his worth is. However, do I want to sell a 61 rated midfielder at 22 years old in this league? George Lapsley as well, a Charlton boy through and through, and can nicely draft in that midfield slot, especially if we continue to play 3 in midfield. So I'm going to ignore it for now. Let's get the training day out of the way, and then we'll take on Southend or Doncaster. I didn't actually see which of the two, but one of those two teams in the EFL Trophy after we get this training done and get through deadline day. Hopefully nobody will leave the club, but if there's any massively tempting offers, you never know. So first offer comes in off transfer deadline day, and that is for Ben Amos, 620 grand offered by Shandong Luneng. So I'm guessing that's a Chinese team. I believe it is. Now we already had a £1.2 million bid rejected, or I think that was actually us trying to get that much for him. Would I accept that much for Ben Amos? What, like in the million region? Maybe. I mean, Phillips is definitely going to be enough to see us through the season, as long as he stays fit. And then in reserve, we do have Maynard Brewer, and we actually do have a couple of other keepers as well. Maynard Brewer, though, 52 rated, yeah, not going to be good enough to start for us. So we'll probably not accept that transfer bid, but I don't know, if I could get it to 1 million, there's part of me that would, but I just think because of the drop down, I don't think we're going to go for it. Right, so Mallorca come in, and they're willing to offer us a player called Stoichkov with an additional fee of £45,000. Pretty measly sum of money in football in terms, at least. I mean, I'd happily take 45 grand. Dylan Phillips is 72 rated. Stoichkov has got to be around the same age and around the same rating as Dylan Phillips for me to even contemplate this. Oh, he's actually not a goalkeeper. Stoichkov's a 26-year-old attacking midfielder. He is actually a very good player, it seems, for League One level. We already have Williams, we already have Crowley, we already have Oztumer. So, with that being said, maybe if we reboot this series as well, we'll have Marcus Maddison. So, with that in mind, it's an interesting offer, but I'm not going to accept it. I mean, we've still got Dylan Phillips as of the recording of this episode. Whether that changes again, I don't know. He would be a nice little player to have as the sort of Marcus Maddison replacement in real life. But for now, we reject that offer, and I think that's going to be the last bit of action that we see for ourselves on transfer deadline day. Although, Kurt Zuma's gone to Sevilla for near enough 25 million. Christensen as well has gone to Mönchengladbach. So you'd imagine Chelsea probably have signed a centre-back, or they're just letting a couple of centre-backs go and giving sort of Thiago Silva and Tomori a run in. Who do they have any other centre-backs? Rudiger as well, but I thought I saw him go earlier. Anyway, that's transfer deadline day done. Charlton-wise, we have kept true to our word of not signing any further players than when we had our cut-off point. And also, we haven't really let anybody go, which I think is a good move for Charlton going forward. We've got no youth players. No youth players that have come into the squad as of yet from our monthly report. But again, a lot of these guys are just looking very, very good. I mean, Paredes we could probably get in as our backup keeper right now. He's already 16 and above Maynard Brewer in rating. So if I had actually remembered that, it's a possibility I might have thought twice about those Amos and Phillips offers. Maybe one more season, and then we'll have to get rid of one of our keepers and start bringing in this young Mexican. I mean, these two guys look unreal, don't they? Lucas Baxter, the Australian striker, and this winger, Mark McLaughlin. They are minimum 77 and 78 rated. So, at minimum, they are a decent Premier League level for their respective positions. So, yeah, not concerned. Even this guy, Ibrahim Smythe, he looks like he could be, in around the 80 mark. But we'll see what happens as these lot get older. Ultimately, though, we've got a very good set of youth players there. I wonder, by the way, I was thinking about this, if that is dictated by the objective. So if you've got a high youth objective when you first set up the career mode, like if I were to go to objectives now, our youth objective would be medium. So we want to get some youth players through to the first team. I wonder if that dictates how good your youth academy is. So if you've got high objectives, you're going to have fantastic youth players. If you've got low youth objectives, are you going to have not so good youth players? Interesting to think about. As I do more career modes, hopefully that will take shape and we'll find out if that is true. £877.67 million spent in the transfer window this time round. That is a lot of money. However, it's done now. It's in the past. We're happy with our squad. And it is Southend United who we take on first in the EFL Trophy. Now, I'm not going to lie. I am not massively fussed about this trophy, so we'll definitely be rotating the squad and using some of our more fringe players to take on Southend at this one. It is at the Valley. We will sim it. We'll see how we do. So this is how we line up ahead of the Southend United clash in the EFL Trophy. A 6:45 PM kickoff. Why is it always such a weird kickoff time on FIFA? Like, no matches are ever at 6:45 PM. Peter Wright, the referee. 2nd of September. We're on world-class mode. Don't know how that affects the sim, but we've got Lapsley, who comes into the midfield. Morgan, who spearheads the attack, or the sort of attacking midfield position, I should say. In fact, I might actually just quickly swap Morgan back out for Forster-Caskey, because Forster-Caskey's got much, much better shooting sort of stats on him. And if he gets into that area, I fancy him more. And yeah, Morgan a little bit deeper. So yeah, sorry, you've got Lapsley and Morgan in midfield. You've got Elliott on the right. Washington comes in up front. Forster-Caskey at the spear of the midfield three. Charlie Barker at right back. Sarpong Wiridu, who are currently trying to add left back to his game as well. He's at left back. Pratley, the captain, with Dunn in the middle. So a very solid back line for this fixture. Amos in goal. And the one player who you perhaps wouldn't associate with being one of the only players that remains in the squad from the league games, and that is Johnny Williams, who gets a lot of minutes into his legs over a short period of time, but he seems to be one of the least affected by fatigue at the moment. And Elliott on the right-hand side as well. So, I was going to quick sim, but I think we'll sim it because I'd like to actually have the opportunity to jump in if we need to and make sure some of the drafted-in players that are maybe not going to get much of a look in other games, I want to make sure they're on good form when they do play, so that if we do need to call on them through injury or rotation purposes, that they will have a plus next to their name. They will be on form, and yeah, they just generally perform well. So let's see how we do in this sim against Southend, who, yeah, are in League 2, aren't they? They just got relegated. They parted ways with Chris Powell, who moved on to greater pastures with the England setup, and they find themselves in League 2. So always a fun away day, but for now, we try and beat them at the Valley. Oh, in the box! It's a good save by Ben Amos. It's been pretty much all Southend at the moment, but Lapsley and Forster-Caskey linking up. I think Washington's offside. He is. That's twice he's been caught off. And you can see the front three not having the best time in this game. Now, I didn't do the press conference. I don't know if there was one before this game, but that could be one of the reasons why we're not performing so well. Sarpong Wiridu does well on the left. We're in the box. We've lost the ball. Oh, in the box now. And they have found the first goal of the game, Southend, through Phillips, the attacking midfielder. We're not playing too well. It says that Pratley's on a 7.1. But for me, we haven't played too well at all. I suppose it has been going forward, really, our problem. But it looks like we're going to once again have to rescue this unless Forster-Caskey plays it to Williams, who's, yes, does equalise for the Addicts. That's a good goal, actually. And Williams, from, I think, a 6.0, 6.1 rating, has gone all the way up to a 7.5 after bagging at the equaliser. So well played, sir. Now, what I am enjoying here is that Wiradoo and Barker are both on pretty decent ratings. Wiradoo, in fact, has just gone up to a 7. As Lapsley comes forward, gives the ball to Washington, returns it all the way back to Barker, up to Elliott on the right, back to Barker. He needs to put a cross in or find, yeah, he does find a Charlton shirt. Why do we always just get to the wing, turn and pass every single time that AI seems to do that? I'm gonna resume for another 15 game minutes. I mean, we've had a lot of possession. We've only had one shot. Another one of those low scoring games, low chance games on the sim, as does tend to happen, as we've sort of figured out so far. Here's Williams again. Williams, can he be part of another goal for Charlton? Oh, ball comes in. And I guess if it gets to like 60, 65 minutes and we haven't scored, we'll jump in and play the last few. Here we go. It's Elliott. Elliott to Washington, who does get the goal on the sim. No need at the moment for me to jump in. Connor Washington, another moment on the score sheet for him. Very pleased to see him as a rotation striker performing well when he has come into the team. And he gets another one today. Well played, Connor. Right, Southend with a bit of possession here. And I'm a bit scared of it. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was offside. I feel like I might want to jump in. No, okay, it's gone out. Thank God for that. If we can just keep possession now. Oh, it's a corner. I thought it was a goal kick. If we can just get this away. Okay, well played. Lapsley has dropped down from a 7 to a 6.6, which is a grand shame. Because I would love to have seen him on a bit of form. And actually, I might just jump in for the last moments to try and get this goal. I can see that Washington wants to get on the score sheet again. We're going to have a crack, and we have immediately scored. Within 2 passes, we have put this game beyond all doubt. And I actually jumped in to sort of save Lapsley's rating because I want to see that nice upper trajectory for Lapsley. He's already gone from a 59 to a 61 in like the space of 2 months on this game. And I wanted to just make sure that he continued playing well. But ultimately, we jump in. It's Forster-Caskey on the ball. We play one simple pass through to Connor Washington, who gets his 2nd of the game. Don't mind it. Let's see if we can just get Lapsley on the ball here. I think that yellow card might have made him his rating suffer a little bit. If we can just get the ball to him, let him have a couple of passes, a little dribble, I'm hoping we can see that rating improve. Okay, here we go. Give the ball to George Lapsley. How weird I've jumped in so that George Lapsley can make a couple of successful passes. But this is the world we live in today, in the quick sim, and it's a wonderful world, I would say. And Forster-Caskey looking for the run of Albie Morgan, but we haven't needed to use the bench at all, and we haven't needed the 4th goal either. We already got the 3 goals. Now, if you ask me, that is celebrations similar to the scenes that we saw in the playoff semi-final when we beat Doncaster rather epically on penalties. But the fans apparently this season are all, on FIFA at least, are all for the EFL Trophy's first game in the group stages. So, hey, we got the win. You can never complain about a win in football. Connor Washington with the double, and I've actually forgotten who the other goal scorer was. It may well have been Johnny Williams. But we go to the post-match interview. We take the win. Wembley, here we come, maybe? So, officially, it seems, we've got 2 development plans that we can officially change some players' position. Now, one of them is Elliott, who becomes officially a left winger. So we can change the position. Now, what I've actually discovered is that if you want to, so when you change the position, it officially makes their primary position the one you've just been training in. So, as Elliott, as an example, he now becomes a left winger, but the position he's moved from stays in his available positions. However, if we want to move him back to a right mid, if we were to change our formation in the future, we can just go back to position. And I think it normally takes about 2 weeks. It will take 2 weeks for him to get back to a right midfielder primarily, and then he will keep the left wing position that we've just trained him to. Now, we're not going to do that because I actually do want Elliott to be primarily a left winger. I've got no issues with that whatsoever, but it's good to know that someone like Wiradoo, who we'll move on to in a second, we can train him as a left back and then change his training plan, his development plan, back to a right back, and then he'll still have left back as an available option, so it won't give you that exclamation mark as often if we did want him to fill in at left back. Does that make sense? I know it's a bit confusing, a bit complicated, but it's ultimately a very good thing. Now, what do we want to specifically zone in on for Elliot's stats? We could go for basic. I mean, I think he would benefit from basic at his sort of still young age of 21. However, if we could zone in on more of his specific wing benefiting attributes, we could look at perhaps I think he needs a bit of attacking position training, maybe a bit of finishing training as well. What's his crossing like? His crossing's only 59, so I could do with something that does his crossing and his finishing. Perhaps, yeah, basic. I think we'll leave him unbalanced until... Sorry, I was saying basic, I meant balanced. I'll leave him unbalanced until both his crossing and his attacking positioning go up to 60. And that's a nice benchmark after 5 weeks to then start zoning in on some other stats. I don't know why the difference between 59 and 60 is so big in my brain. Maybe it's a little bit of thing that only affects my brain. But I feel more comfortable when that says 60 to be okay. That's a good base stat to move forward on. Now, as we were talking about Brendan Sarpong, Wiradoo is ready to become a left back, so we will officially change his position, which is fantastic. He now becomes a left back, so we now have official backup for Ben Purrington beyond Alfie Doughty, who we are actually, of course, trying to move to a left winger further up the pitch. So what we can do now, as I just spoke about, is go back to positioning and make him a right back once again. So he will now become officially a right back who can play left back, which is ideally what you want with Sarpong Wiradoo. What I haven't checked, which I just thought now, is that Charlie Barker, obviously one of the young, maybe upcoming stars of Charlton, who definitely is going to be in and around the first team, at least for the immediate future in real life, sort of just got last minute drafted in to the Charlton team in this game. How long will it take him to become a centre-back? Of course, he filled in at right back when Lee Bowyer started him in the league, but primarily for the under-18s and whatnot, he is a centre-back. So how long will it take for us to make him a centre-back? It will only take 2 weeks. I'm all for it. Let's do that for Charlie Barker. So Darren Prattley has come to my office. He says, "Hey boss, I know people have been talking about the position you're playing me in. I just wanted to say I'm ready to do whatever's necessary to make us successful. I'm happy to play as a centre-back if that's part of your plan." Brilliant, because you basically are one of my rotation centre-backs at this point, Darren Prattley. Now, something I discovered, and this was actually a new addition for FIFA 20, not FIFA 21, is that the players that are older, like Prattley's 35, I know he's dropped off from a 66 to a 65 already, but next season is when the dynamic potential kicks in. So you might see his potential go, or his rating go back up to a 66 next season, but it needs that previous season's data, I believe, for him to then move back up and for that dynamic potential to kick in. So just something to think about. So yeah, not too alarmed by that slight drop off, but he's been playing well, and that's all that matters. What shall I say to him? I just say I do what I need to do for the team, and that has had, it actually hasn't had a very good effect on him, but he's still very happy. Yeah, perhaps I said the wrong thing there, but whatever. He's still very happy, and hopefully we can keep that morale generally amongst the players nice and high. Bolivia want to offer me the national job after a few league games of me basically being brand new to management. I'm not interested in that, so we shall reject. And, oh no, Sevilla want to sign Smith Rowe. I mean, we can still sign him next season off Sevilla, but he was one I definitely had my eye on for January. But maybe actually because of the whole Premier League thing, he won't come in January anyway, because he's a Premier League player who won't want to drop 2 leagues. So maybe it's not really a big deal, and we can just sign him off Sevilla next season when we hopefully get promoted. Now, all right, it's been a very waffly intro to this episode. We do have Peterborough away, something I definitely think I need to play, or a fixture I definitely need to play. We are top of the league still. Where are Peterborough in the league? Let's have a look. So Peterborough, another one of those decent mid-table teams. So considering we're away, I think we're just going to play it off of from the get-go. I don't think we're going to need to change the team too much because it's reverted back to our strongest 11. Oh, Johnny Williams has gone up to a 70 rated winger. Fantastic news. I think Pierce has gone down. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Oshilaja, I think, has gone up. Naruse's definitely gone up as well. Purrington, I think Gilby has. by 1 or 2, perhaps even. I'm not sure about Forster-Caskey. I think he might have gone by 1. Yeah, fair few players just changing it. It doesn't just happen. It used to happen every time the month turned to the 1st of the next month. And oh, look, Wiredu is now officially a left back, right back, centre mid and right mid. And that pace is actually very, very solid. And I know Wiredu is only 20 and he's already gone up by 1 or 2 this season. So, yeah, promising, promising. So the only change I am going to make, considering I'm playing this game, is to bring in Alfie Doughty. Actually, shall I also swap out Forster-Caskey as well? I think maybe we might bring in Dylan Levitt or maybe even Lapsley. No, he's too tired. I think we'll actually bring... Actually, you know what? We'll go with Forster-Caskey. He's not that tired. So we go in with Doughty on the left wing, and that is the only change we make from our previous league starting 11. Obviously, he comes in to replace Williams, but Doughty very, very highly rated at the Valley, and of course by me as well on this Charlton career mode, and by FIFA, considering his rating at such a young age for League One. So yeah, Doughty comes in at left wing. Hopefully he can play well, and he can just shorten that length of time it's going to take for him to become a left winger. That is what we're going for here. Here we go then, we are at, I can never remember the League One stadium names, but we're at Peterborough Stadium. It's called Court Lane, so it's not the official stadium. It's a nice sunny day in September. And the boys coming out of the tunnel. And this team has got the makings of a real force in this league. And Peterborough will be a very, very good test for us today to see if we get the win today away at Peterborough, we're laughing. Let's be honest, we're laughing. One player we don't have to worry about on the Peterborough starting 11 is Marcus Maddison, who on this game is either a free agent or just doesn't exist. I actually haven't officially searched for him. There is a chance he could just be a free agent, so I will look. I doubt that he is, but I will look. But I don't recognise many of those players other than Smodix, who I know, I think comes from Bristol City. I think he's on loan, or he might have been signed permanently. Good player. Other than that, Isa up front and Clark Harris as well, actually, a couple of good strikers. So some good players on the Peterborough team sheet, but I still have a lot of trust in our boys who have played so well this season. Clark Harris surging down the left-hand side for Peterborough. And it is the wing play in this game that is so dangerous, even for the AI. Every time that a team plays 4-3-3 or like any formation with wingers, I always worry. It's a good block by Gilby. It falls straight back to Brown. That was a very fortunate bounce. Nobody was alert to the danger. The deflection came off of... It just happened, but I can't remember who it was. The deflection came off of a Charlton foot anyway. It just bounced and nobody was drawn to it to try and get the header in or whatever. And ultimately, Brown just got the volley, and it was a fantastic volley. It was Gilby, who got the block in. Yeah, nobody alert to it. Look, it's that ball there. Nobody anywhere near him, and it was a fantastic finish. God, that looks like it's coming straight at me, doesn't it? But yeah, good goal from Peterborough. No complaints, really. Bit of a fortunate bounce, but plenty of time left to rescue this one. Forster-Caskey. On a break again, Charlton, and Nike, they've got lots of men back, though, Peterborough. They're a very organised team. Now, Crowley, our best-rated player. Forster-Caskey into Anike, and what a goal from the man in form. That's his 7th of the season now. And this man, when he turned on his left foot, I wasn't that hopeful that he would get the shot. The shot would be threatening on his weaker foot, basically. But look at that. One turn. Bang! Look at that finish in the end. Hits the inner roof of the net. And Nike, he's early shout for player of the season in the whole league. That is a fantastic finish from him. Again, his 7th of the season, and I love that celebration. It's the old dab command that results in that celebration at the moment. But yeah, what a goal. Great equaliser. Crowley. Little flick from Anike to Oztumer. Oztumer's end product in front of goal hasn't been great this game. I mean, I say that, he's only had one shot. But this time, he looks for the through ball. He finds Forster-Caskey. Forster-Caskey finds the back of the net. And it's taken only a few minutes for Charlton. Oh, the one-handed press-up that Jake Forster-Caskey flex. He's mugging them all off. That is a crazy celebration to be doing. I know I'm talking as if I didn't just command him to do that, but I just pressed a random set of buttons and that's what he ended up doing. But anyway, let's talk about the goal. Oztumer releasing Forster-Caskey in the box. One touch. That left foot is a wand from Jake Forster-Caskey. And that time, nice, low, powerful, driven into the bottom left-hand corner. And Forster-Caskey, look at that celebration. He's very brave to do that so early on in the game, but here we are. We're 2-1 up, and we've reversed that one-goal deficit that unfortunately saw Peterborough take the lead early on. Here we go. Time to win the game. It's Gilby. Forster-Caskey in a great bit of space again. And actually, I say that they were playing well, Peterborough, at the back, but they are easy to break down. They are backing off. Chuks Anike is just having his way with Peterborough at the moment. That was just a simple pass again into the box. Nobody really that close to Anike. He's able to get the turn, and that's his second goal on his weaker foot. And again, the same sort of finish, just a turn. He took an extra touch this time, but just wallops it past the keeper. They need to be getting a lot closer and pressing Anike if they want to. If they don't want this to be an entirely embarrassing scoreline for them. We're looking at like your 7-2 Liverpool v Aston Villa the other day. You're looking at something like that if they don't buck their ideas up here, Peterborough. Oh, Smodic's dangerous. Oh, if they had scored there, would have been a very interesting turn of events in the opening 27 minutes. I can't believe there's been 4 goals already in this game. And Doughty, very, very nice work there defensively. That's the season at left back showing its use, rubbing off on him basically. It's a poor through ball in the end over to that right hand side. Here comes Butler. Lots of space down that left hand side. Good header from Pearce. Naruse loses out. Oh, it's a good save from Phillips. It was a great volley. A little bit more power on that. Maybe a little bit further towards the corner, and that might have gone in. And Peterborough showing that they're not down and out in this game, despite their poor defensive record in the opening half an hour or so. Here's Purrington. Back inside. It's not a great pass, but Doughty picks it up nonetheless. He dummies. He's in the box. He's waiting for a runner. He finds... Oh, it's a good save. I think that was Gilby who just pile-drived that, but it just didn't veer either side of the keeper, and a good save in the end. Here's Smodix. Great header by Pearce. That is warrior stuff that we have come to be used to from our centre-half, Jason Pearce. And in real life, the sooner he gets back from injury, the better. This is what I'm talking about. Look at the space. I mean, I've been a bit leery there with that sort of trick, but look at the space that Oztumer had just to look and find his pass there. And that is the same every time we attack. This little pocket, the number 10 pocket, is so open. Look, Oztumer this time into Chuks Anike, who could have himself a first-half hat-trick. In the end, it's a good tackle. Oh, we could really have scored 3, 4, 5 more goals. Uh-oh, Isa. We do look a little bit exposed at the back because we're playing quite high. Good tackle again from Pearce. He's been really good for us defensively, Pearce. That's got to be the half-time whistle going at some point. There it is. What an entertaining half of football. Again, reminiscent of the Shrewsbury game. In fact, this has probably been more entertaining than the Shrewsbury game. Again, just lovely to see fans in this game. Obviously, we've been watching football for so long now without fans in. And it's just nice to see it, even if it is in a video game. But look at the scores around the grounds. Pretty much all 1-goal deficits. A couple of 2-1s and a 1-1 there. But nothing as exciting, clearly, as this Charlton-Peterborough contest. And I think there's a few more goals to be had in this game. There really are. Crowley picks up a loose ball. Lots of space again. Oh, it's poor off-the-ball movement there by Chuks. But we're still in a dangerous area. It's Oztumer in the box. It's Anike looking for the hat-trick. Bang! And he's got the hat-trick. It's 49 minutes that it's taken for him to get it. And again, just so easy to sort of just work your way around the Peterborough defence. And I'm going to give it till January and see how a more longer sustained period of games go before potentially moving the difficulty up for myself to Legendary. I mean, I know this is Charlton in League One. I know in theory with investment we should be running League One, but it has been very easy against some of the better sides in the league. And I mean, Peterborough, not really a team that should be losing 4-1 in 49 minutes. So yeah, we'll have to have a look at the difficulty, and as I say, in January we will do that. But for now, I'm having fun just ruining teams, to be honest. Gilby fizzed in to Oztumer's feet. And it's forced to Kaski, who's going to make a run again into the box. And he's only got one man to beat. And he's got to play the through ball. Oh, and just sliding in too late was Aaron Oztumer. But again, we're just looking dangerous, like we're going to score with every attack here. And again, look, Anike, he just has to... Oh, it's the wrong pass. We've still got the ball, though. And Anike looking for his 4th of the game. Bang! It's a good save from the keeper. 65 minutes, we're going to start having to sub some people off to save them from injury, I think. And Kaufman looking like one of the most likely targets to come on for Anike, who might be coming off, considering he's already got his hat-trick and we can rest him for the next one. Good corner. Oh, away it goes. So a yellow card there for Ben Purrington after this challenge. Tried to go for the ball, but just a little bit skew-if. We are going to make a couple of substitutions now. It's Forster Kaski coming off, who was a little bit fatigued, and Chuks Anike already got his hat-trick. Should have been to a standing ovation there, but the crowd, the FIFA crowd didn't oblige. It's Kaufman who's come on, And I think it was, I can't actually remember who came on in midfield. Did I already say? Oh, it was Dylan Levitt. Sorry, it was Dylan Levitt. So there we go. Oh, Clark Harris has just fed a ball up, and that's the equaliser. Smodix pulls one back for Peterborough. It was a very, very simple through ball, straight through the middle. And that high line that we're playing, that I'm not intentionally playing, but we seem to be playing, yeah, punishes us. And yeah, this is where I sort of have to curb my enthusiasm a little bit. I know I've been talking a lot about how I'm mugging teams off, but yeah, it is equally easy for the opposition to score at times in this game. And 4-2, a lot less emphatic of a scoreline, and it shows that we've got some work to do defensively. Somebody's left their lights on. I've never heard that before. I just heard the pitch side announcer say that somebody from the crowd has left their lights on. What you love to see in FIFA, realism. As Doughty and Kaufman link up. Oh, again, they've got back in numbers more so than they have before, Peterborough. So maybe they've switched on a little bit more here. Oh, it's a great challenge again. Pearce, brilliant stuff from him. He's been so solid, even though we've conceded 2. He's been ever present. And Kaufman looking for another goal in the league, and he does. Did you see how low, powerful and accurate that drive was? 75 minutes played, and what did I say? I said we could be looking at an Aston Villa-Liverpool scoreline here. We've already gone some way to doing that, and it's 5-2 now to Charlton. Kaufman again off the bench, off the mark for the game, and another goal for him in the league from the subs bench. Wasn't a great touch, but it actually worked out better for him, and his left foot again, which I'm pretty sure is his weak foot, just smacks the ball past the keeper. Really nice, low, powerful effort again. And we are laughing going forward in this game. Clark Harris looking to beat the Charlton defence. Oh, Pearce gets his clearance all wrong. Is he going to recover? He does once. They do get their shot off, but Pearce, oh, that's the first shaky moment from Pearce. And an otherwise really, really good display from him. But again, we're coming forward. Let's see if we can work something here. Crowley looking to beat his man. He's just lacking a little bit of pace, Crowley. We're going to make a final substitution. I wanted a standing ovation for Pearce as Darren Pratley comes on to replace him for the last few minutes. Let's see if we can get Doughty involved in a goal here. And he gets the ball to Oztumer. Oztumer with the shot. And very strange, not very powerful effort there from Oztumer. Doughty to Kaufman. Little back heel to Oztumer. Great bit of dribbling. Oztumer in the box, gets tackled by Kent. Oh, it was left to Thompson, who scores an own goal inadvertently, but the whistle's gone before it has time to be registered. And of course, the scoreline ends up Peterborough United 2, Charlton Athletic 5. I was confused there, but I've just noticed that Chucksanike has been able to come from the subs bench with that yellow vest on and collect the match ball. Fantastic early performance from him. I say early because he came off after 60 minutes. Kaufman came on again, showed that he is still breathing down Anike's neck despite this scintillating form he's in. And yeah, our two strikers are just really running the league at the moment. Great character as well to come back from the 1-0 situation, 1-0 down situation we were in. And ultimately, yeah, we've doubled their shots. We've more or less doubled their shots on target as well. Possession was a little bit more even than I maybe suspected. Another 10 out of 10 for Chucksanike. Kaufman 8.3, Oztumer 9.2. Alfie actually had a good game there. Did he get an assist? He didn't, but he had a 7.1 game. Purrington not such a good game. And yeah, Forster-Caskey and Pearce as well, very, very solid. Gilby and Levitt ever present in midfield as well in the minutes that they got. Or Gilby was all game and Levitt was more of a 20-minute cameo. However, what a result. Just saw that Sunderland there had beaten Wimbledon, so they will still be putting pressure on us at the top. Look, I want to win the league. Of course I want to win the league, but even finishing second, automatic promotion is my aim this time. So it is what it is. We like having a little bit of competition in the league, and Sunderland are certainly proving to be that. Yeah, the lads up front were ruthless, I'm going to say, and again, very solid morale for the boys. We love to see it. Who's come to my player chat tab? It's going to be Alfie Doughty. He said, I know people have been talking about the position you're playing me in. I just wanted to say I'm ready. Now, we've learned not to say what we said to Pratley. I'm going to say you can be even better. And that has had a positive effect. It took a little while to register, but there we go. We are obviously looking to get Alfie Doughty permanently on that left wing position. Let's see how close he is if his form has helped towards that. He's on average form. So it says he's going to take... Oh, he's actually quite close to it by that blue bar there. Let's go and have a look at his development plan a little bit closer. He's moved up from a 64 to a 65, which is good. How far away is he? Still 28 weeks, so it's literally half a year more or less. away from being a left winger. So yeah, still a fair bit off, but his pace is coming on nicely. That finishing needs to very much improve, which we can zone in on a little bit more once he becomes a left winger officially. But yeah, still decent progress from Alti, and he's playing all right on that left wing. And we're top of the table. We are now 4 points clear of MK Dons in third. Ipswich, Burton and Wigan make up the rest of the playoff teams, whilst, as I said, Sunderland are breathing down our necks. Now, our next game, who is that? Is that Crew? I don't know who this is. I think it might be the Crew badge. Sorry, it's Swindon. Got it wrong. A little bit of red in it. Confused me there. So yeah, we do have Swindon as the last game. They are rock bottom of the table, it says there. I didn't realise it told us the league position of our opposition here. That's very useful. Something I like to do always is check the league position of our opponents before we go into a game. But yes, Swindon the next opponents. I think we might quick sim it and then end the episode today, as Elliot comes to us and says he feels really good. It hopes he won't just be on the bench for the game against Swindon. I'll think about it. I mean, his morale's good. That goes up as a result of our reply. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty quick turnaround this game, but it looks like Williams is ready to come in and start. Let's see if we can get Elliot in. So I've just noticed as well, Purrington's gone up from a 68 now to a 69. So we spent a lot of time in the last Charlton career mode trying to work him up to a 70, so he was ready for Premier League football at that point. He was going to be our backup Premier League left back. So we're in League One. We're only in September, and he's already a 69 rated. This is very promising from the young left back Ben Purrington. Other than that, I think we are pretty much as we were. I thought Stakaski might have gone up another one, possibly. Yeah, possibly. I'm surprised Kaufman hasn't gone up at all. He's still on a +4 from his base rating, but the form he's been on, I'm surprised he's not a 66, 67 even. What we have managed to do, though, considering Oztumer was a little bit fatigued, is put Williams behind Anike this time round and drafted Elliot in that new permanent left wing position for him. So still very happy with that team. And we are going to quick sim this game, actually. And, yeah, see what the quick sim brings us. Please don't curse us. So it's a 3-0 victory. Very solid. For Stakaski, Oshilaja and Anike off the mark. We had Lapsley on the bench. I forgot that if we quick sim, we obviously can't have a say on the subs that come on. My idea was to bring Lapsley on, but it doesn't matter too much. Kaufman came on. Didn't get a goal this time, but hopefully still played well. Oshilaja, I think that's his first goal. For Stakaski, definitely not. And Anike, another goal for him. So that is the last game of today's episode. What did Sunderland do? They won 4-1 away there. It flashes by very quickly in this game. I wish it just stuck on that a little bit longer or gave us the option to advance. But we're still top of the table. Elliot comes to us and says, Gaffer, thanks for listening to us. No problem, mate. He's played very, very well. So I was happy to listen to him. Like when he's had his chance, he's played well. Elliot Gomez. So, yeah, no problem. I say great performance. I say keep it up, actually. Hopefully that does well, yeah, for his morale as well. And it does indeed. And that is going to be the end of today's episode. Let's have a look just before we end things off at the next... Oh, we've had a Lapsley transfer offer as well. But the next episode is going to have in store for us a game against Rochdale away. Reasonably difficult, that one. Oxford United at home. Carl Robinson derby. And Hull City away. Oh, and I've missed Southampton, a Premier League opponent in the Cup. So that's going to be very interesting. An interesting few games there. And a slightly tougher run perhaps for us. But looking forward to it. Let me know if you think we will continue our form against such a difficult couple of opponents, in particularly Southampton and Hull as well. Where are Hull actually quickly in the league table just before we sign off officially? They're 8th, so yeah, they are looking like a decent opposition in this league. But yes, guys, that is going to be it for this episode. Actually, before I do sign off, let's have a look at how much this... Oh, what does it say here? Oh, I thought he was talking about getting him on a free transfer. Yeah, actually, it's true. We do need to look at some of the players that contracts are expiring, so we'll do that as well in the next episode. But we're not going to actually reply to that Lapsley transfer offer for now. As I said, I want to keep him. I'll let that expire. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching once again. I will see you in the next one, and I'll see you in the very first episode of Clubs in Trouble, coming either tomorrow or Thursday, depending again on how quickly I can get it edited. Hope to see a lot of you there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye. That was a weird outro. See you later.